Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout. We are a sleep away from the start of, I don't even feel like saying it, 2 test match series.
I hate that.
Yeah.
What is a 2 test match series?
Against world champions.
But we should be used to it by now.
West Indies, I would have been okay. Bangladesh, okay.
Sri Lanka, okay, that'll come next year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you'll take that.
You'll take that.
Africa,
3 tests?
Yeah.
World champions. You're playing the world champions.
It's the new norm.
It shouldn't be. ICC should make a rule at this point and say, listen, 3 tests is the bare minimum. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, but then again the debate will start. Which team plays how many tier 1 teams, tier 2 teams, imaginary tier 1 teams.
And there is no
I
tier
will
1 and
correct
2, no?
myself.
Yeah.
Imaginary tier 1, imaginary tier 2, and there can never be an even distribution. And it then becomes the same cycle. Okay, you've played whatever lower rung teams, you've played higher rung teams. There won't be an even distribution, percentage points. Obviously, go to the team that's played more teams in the second half, and we'll be back at the same place.
I'm happy to confirm you are live.
That's a relief.
Yeah. After all the trouble that we guys were facing today to go live, a lot of issues, but
Just Delhi NCR thing at the point, I think. 2 days back, there was a huge snag at the Delhi airport.
There were talks about somebody trying to break in to the systems, hack into.
Hack in.
Yeah, that was. Anyway, let's turn our attention to the match. It's going to be played at the Eden Gardens. 9:30 a.m. is the start. Remember, you're playing in the east of the country. The Guwahati Test match will start even earlier at 9 a.m. because sunlight really fades. So let's see. Even I think in Kolkata, to get in that extra half hour till 5, because 4:30 will be the official cutoff time. But to get that extra half hour for 5 could be tough on certain occasions. They might even turn on the lights on occasion. But let's see how that pans out. Because 90 overs you're not getting in most days of the test match, even though there is a likelihood of total of 6 spinners playing in this test match, and we'll get to the India 11 a little later. But first, what's the grapevine telling us from the city of joy?
I mean, there's not a lot of joy in the Indian camp. And
On the eve of the game.
Yeah, on the eve of the game. So obviously, we have pitch inspections and everything go on the eve of the game. So the Indian coach, Gautam Gambhir, Indian skipper Shubman Gill went out, had a look at the pitch, and within 5-10 minutes, having a very animated conversation with the man who controversy can never seem to evade, the Eden Garden pitch curator Sajjan Mukherjee. And it was a fairly animated conversation, and I don't think even they have understood. That's something even Gill confirmed, by the way, in the press conference. He said we've not really understood how the pitch exactly is going to play, and so we don't really know what our combinations will be like. We'll get to that part later, but yeah, I do think this is a pitch that has flummoxed the Indian team just a little bit.
So fair to say that they are unhappy with the pitch
I don't think
that
they're
has been
happy.
the
No.
Indian team?
Yeah.
Fair.
You've only got a few months' time to be friends with Sajjan Mukherjee because you will be playing a couple of your matches during the T20 World Cup also in Kolkata.
I thought you were talking about the IPL.
I think for T20 games, by and large, you get flat tracks. So I think India would take that and won't be too much of an issue.
But
no matter
the
where you play.
IPL franchise from there doesn't take that very well.
Look at RCB this season, won all their games away only.
They are the away kings, RCB.
Yeah, I'm just
been.
saying that in IPL you'll still, or in T20 format you'll still take that.
No,
It's
but
the T20 World Cup, but not so much. See, again, and because it is the same curator, and we rings a bell when he says curator not listing. It happened during the IPL, but I could understand from Kolkata's point of view because not one game or 2 game. Your entire season is dependent on that.
Also, their team, the construct of the team is such that you need some aid from the pitch.
Correct. But I think if I'm a T20 captain and for 2 games I don't get the pitch that I want, it's okay if you prepare a good flat batting pitch, because I expect that anywhere I travel. I'll still take it. But if I'm a test captain if I'm a test captain who's been spoilt with everything that I want is given, I mean, let's be honest, that's exactly what has happened in India for the last almost a decade or so, where you've gotten pitches exactly the way you want, rank turners. And so if you're not, I don't think that Gambhir and Shubman would be asking for a rank turner. I think that you can pretty much say that after what happened versus New Zealand, yeah, I think it's history. I think it's history. You're not getting ranked turners for sure. But I'm sure what they would have been asking for, and I think you talk about that animated conversation, it's not just that. Also what Shubman Gill has said in the press conference, also the reports that have been emerging from Kolkata, that it's not been to their liking 100% or exactly not what they want. Probably hints to the fact that they would like a spin-friendly track, which probably they're not getting as much as they did want. Not a ranked turner, but a spin-friendly track in them.
The little that I understand and the little that I can make of the visual that I see in front of me also is, see, there is some dry grass. It doesn't feel like moist grass at all. I do have an understanding that for the first couple of days, the pitch could be good to bat on. And at the moment, I don't see any cracks per se. And I don't see that there is hardly anything that you can shave off. It's not England or Australia after all. This isn't live grass anyway. It just feels like dry grass. It could very much be what we're seeing right now. So, good batting first couple of days, that should be fine for both teams.
No, I don't think they'll have an issue with the good batting bit for first 2 days. I think when does the pitch start helping them out? That could be an issue. Does it really start assisting them on day 3, which is what they want? But I mean, you get a feeling that they may have looked at the pitch and what they believe that it could be a good batting pitch continuously for a long time. In which case, by default, fast bowlers come into play and become more important, because now it's not just about the surface that you're playing in, it's the conditions you're playing in. I believe it's quite good weather in Kolkata. It's not hot and humid. It's, lovely weather. Secondly, we know the Hooghly River is just next door, so that breeze brings with it, some sort of moisture, which allows the ball to swing. We've seen it in the past. In fact, I was looking at some data that out of all Indian grounds in the last, 6-7 years, Kolkata has, a little more than that in the last decade or so, Kolkata has been the most fast bowling friendly venue in India.
Do we have a good enough sample size? Because
No,
I think we're in the last few years, I think we're only playing the second test match since COVID time, or even a little before that.
First since COVID, second in the WTC cycle's history.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But still, it is a fast. And it's not even just that. Not even how the pitch is. Pitch in Eden Gardens has changed. I remember when Saurav Ganguly became the secretary, from there on, there was a conscious effort to have, fast bowling surfaces that I know, but I'm saying in general, the conditions you can't change, right? It is a uncovered stadium. The breeze from the river comes across. It's the good weather. It's, it's not hot anymore. So we'll allow the ball to swing. Plus, let's not forget, this is that one, because of the surface that it is, the way the pitch is, and the way the outfield is. The outfield is usually lush and green, but they have those practice pitches on both sides for both teams. That will allow, the ball to travel and become rough. And I then remember, this is also a ground where reverse swing plays a major role. I remember Umesh Yadav wreaking havoc here when the ball starts to reverse. So again, I'm saying the fight here may not be about it being a good batting pitch, which I think India will take it because they've gone past that, the time of where they want ranked turners. But I think they would want the pitch to start helping the spinners from day 3 onwards. At the moment, it feels like they may not get it. And by the time the spinners really come into the game, is it heading towards a draw? That's not what India would want. I think that's the only concern.
If they're reading the pitch exactly the way we are speaking of right now, then I'll be surprised if there are 3 spinners in the 11.
No, then there'll be 3 spinners, but then the toss-up as
But then again, first innings, you're probably not getting anything out of your spinners in that case. You're running that risk as well.
It's very toss dependent then.
And because you're only hoping that second half of day 4 you get some, and you also have to be lucky with the toss that you're exactly bowling around that time. You could be batting at that time. Who knows?
True.
Yeah. Again, as I say, I think toss is going to be very crucial. Yeah. It is a bat first sort of a ground and the surface that you're going to get. If you bat first, you pile on the runs, and if the pitch does deteriorate as the test match moves forward, then you are in. If I remember correctly, the last series that South Africa played, that 1920 when they came, they were whitewashed 3-0, and this was India's go-to formula. South Africa didn't win a single toss. India won all tosses, batted first, piled on a good amount of runs, and then put them into pressure and had 2 goes at them.
Indian teams and tosses aren't best friends right now.
No, but I don't know who's going to win the toss and who has the worst record, because Shubman has won 1 out of the 7 tosses that he is captain India so far. South Africa has lost 7 tosses in a row. So,
But someone's bad luck is breaking
at
tomorrow.
home in India. So I don't know. Somebody's record is going to be broken.
Yeah, you're in the city of joy and not in the city of Nawabs. Otherwise, it would have been pehle aap. But yeah, hopefully there's joy for the Indian team.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is the something. But I mean, on the larger point of why this is happening, I don't know whether it's the board politics that's playing out, whether the curator is not listening. The curator is per se not very happy to allow teams to tell what he's supposed to. There are certain curators who say, no, this is my terrain, my turf. This is the
Back
pitch you're
off.
getting. Yeah, they can be. I don't know. But they have someone like a Saurav Ganguly who's a captain, who again, if there is one venue who I would want I would imagine the curator would be helping, would be the venue where Saurav is the
Man in charge.
the man in charge, because Saurav endured that, right? The Nagpur test match, he wanted a particular pitch, and then because of the internal politics of the BCCI, he was not given the pitch that he wanted. He pulled out of that test match. India lose that test match. That was the end of that final frontier where Australia finally won 2004, that Nagpur test. And it was the board politics which ensured that Nagpur gave the pitch that Dada didn't want, and they gave a nice juicy
Green.
grass filled pitch for McGrath and co to run through the Indian
But
team.
when I look at this Indian team, they do have a one-time MP with them, and that does tell me that as far as the politics of it is concerned, India should be on the right side.
BCCI politics is very different to your national politics.
Exactly.
That's why I say national politics is fine. You could be the biggest politician in India, but you might struggle to win a BCCI election. I often quote this example that Sharad Pawar, who's never lost an election in his life, lost a BCCI election. It just works very differently.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I guess as a former captain, he could understand what the team would be looking at and can always.
Also, he has his ties with the board over there as well. He spent good enough time as a player, as a mentor as well to the local franchise there.
Franchise, no, but this is not franchise.
I'm saying, but you have connections. Again, it's the same pitch curator, and he would not be meeting him for the first time.
No, but whose connection you're talking about?
Gambhir.
But Gambhir was there when. Could he do anything during IPL?
No, he helped them win the title.
No, the pitch. Curator didn't give KKR the pitch they wanted.
In fact, KKR were unhappy with the
He
pitch
could
even
have-
in 2024
if the connections
also.
worked, he would have helped them that
Yeah,
time.
that's the season you won.
But you had a terrible home record. I remember that pitch. That was the pitch you didn't defend 260. Why didn't you
That's
defend
the
260?
That was just one match.
Can he prevail
Doesn't
over
matter.
a curator? I don't think he's been able to in the past, and I don't know if it is happening.
Exactly. I don't know. I from what I could tell, I don't think they're quite getting the pitch they wanted. In fact, I think the fear would be right that because I look at this pitch first up and go, it looks like an IPL pitch.
That reminds me, I saw some very interesting pictures of Dada himself having a close look at the pitch and who would understand the pitch there. And then guess who was observing Dada have a look at the pitch?
Was it Ajit?
No.
He was also there apparently.
Yes. But who was closely looking at Dada having a look at the pitch and probably would have had a word or two?
Gill was
him?
it?
Yes. You say Gill. No.
See, I already guessed Agarkar, but I ruled myself out. So, who was it?
Yeah, you'll have to tell us.
Temba Bavuma.
Oh.
Mr.
And
Bavuma
then
himself.
had a word with Dada. I don't know whether he asked him about the pitch, but could have. As just say, Dada, you know this. What do you think the pitch will? And he can always give a friendly advice. He can say that listen, the Indian team didn't come and ask me how the pitch is. You have.
I'll tell you.
Tell you what you can do.
Could be. Never know.
You can. If I was Temba, I'll do it.
Oh, you have nothing to lose.
You
right?
take your chance. Simple as that.
If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
So he's looking at the pitch and he's finished. And I'm the opposing captain. I just walked to him to hi.
No, you don't after that ask how your kids are doing.
No.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. But
That's what
I
the
will
pitch.
definitely.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the pitch could be? And I mean, quite often you ask opposition players like how to play, and they give you advice and all of that.
Ganguly would know.
Yeah, could do that. Could do that. Interesting.
yeah.
Very interesting.
You think? But what stops a Gautam and a Shubman also to seek Ganguly's advice?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Did they?
Well, we don't know if they did because there were no visuals of that happening. But
Would help
I
them.
mean, it's one phone call away, right?
Yeah, exactly. Ganguly's got to be on the
Not
hotline.
phone call, the ground, yeah.
I'm saying in general.
It could just happen anytime, barring, of course, the time
One
that the
shout away.
Yeah, it was one shot.
one
right?
shout, hotline, whatever.
Yeah,
Just not telepathy.
I would do it if I'm there. Because he's anyway a sharp cricketer of repute, former captain,
Played a lot of
local
cricket,
boy,
yeah.
would know every blade of grass on that ground. Why not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why not? I would do that. Anyway, what we're getting to know is that it is going to be a pitch that will help, fast bowlers to begin with. At least the first session and the final session of the day does tend to help fast bowling. Later on, will reverse swing also come into focus as it has in Eden Gardens. So now that is a big dilemma for you to really work with as to what is the right combination to go with. Do you go with your 3 spinners, or do you try and get that third fast bowler and have 2 spinners? But it's also expected to help spinners later on in the test match. I mean, presumably from day 3 onwards, if it's a true India pitch or a true Eden Gardens pitch. And then what do you do? Because remember, you never, and this is a common saying in cricket, you never pick the team for day 1. You pick it for 5 days. And so you have to keep that in mind, how it goes along from here. As I mentioned, it's a win the toss, bat first sort of a situation. Pile on a big total, it'll be a best time to bat on. And then as the pitch deteriorates, try and put the opposition into trouble. That's something that they'll have to do. Okay, that's what you're expecting out of the pitch right now. And as we've concluded, India not very happy with the pitch. Then what is the 11 that they're going with? That is a favorite exercise. We'll try and do most likely 11. Certain slots have already been filled, as we know. The openers and Jaiswal, KL, no debate. Your captain in Shubman at 4, Pant, your wicketkeeper at 5, and then your 2 fast bowlers, Siraj, Bumrah, are definitely going to be there, right? So these are 6 players.
One more name we sort of have surety of, but we don't know where to slot him in right now.
Dhruv Jurel.
Dhruv Jurel is in,
Yeah.
because
This is
Tendo himself confirmed, right?
And also the fact, as soon as you sent Nitish Kumar Reddy to play a game, that was in the sense
it's a giveaway
that Jurel is playing. And by the way, this is something that we had mentioned even before all this talk came through in one of our dugouts prior to this series, I think a week ago, and we were all in unison agreed with the fact that Jurel, with the record that he's had, and I'm not just saying the 2 back-to-back hundreds that he's got versus South Africa, but overall the record that he has, he should be part of the 11. So we'll do the 11 and then really preview the game and look at who we think are favourites, what are the weak areas for India, what is it that India can look to exploit from the South African team. Let's get down to the 11. Let's start with the batting order. 3. I know there is a lot of pressure on Sai Sudarshan, but I'd be very surprised if they don't start with Sai Sudarshan. And you ask my personal opinion also, yes, he should be judged, but I think because you're giving him a long rope, let's judge him with these 2 test matches. So let's see and then take a call, and let these 2 test matches be those 2 test matches. So in that sense, I'll have a Sai Sudarshan. No, but that's just my choice. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the only way I think his position would have been under threat is if Nitish was still in the squad. Because then if Nitish was still there, and then you've confirmed that Dhruv Jurel is a pure batter, then there's some danger. With Nitish gone, I don't see any reason for them to not give Sai, especially considering how much they've talked him up and said how the importance really of giving him a long rope. That long rope isn't ending in a 2-test series against South Africa. If anything, it's likely to end next year when you're playing your second round of test matches. So I think Sai stays.
Yeah, he's only 2 series old, let's be honest. The other one was only a 2-match series. He looked susceptible on a couple of occasions against spin. He showed some promise here and there as well. But unlike KL Rahul, he's a long-term project. With KL Rahul, with Karun Nair, beg your pardon, the guy he was fighting against when the team was in England, it's not the same scenario. With the Karun, time was up. With Sudarshan, there is still time left on your hands. So you might as well take this opportunity against South Africa. But definitely after these 2 matches, the conversation will circle back on him, and you look to get some answers. Otherwise, he'd be 5-7 matches old by then, and that's a good time to then be re-evaluating.
Okay, 6th then Dhruv Jurel comes in because we know he's going to be playing, and that remains the only batting slot available. Tremendous form, would want to carry that form, and I repeat, so happy that, wicket keeping is not being looked at as a disadvantage for him, because till now it was, despite him being in good form, a great batter, because he was a wicket keeper, he was always pitted against a Pant, and Pant obviously starts, and then so he had to be kept out. Finally, good senses prevailed, and you're looking at him as a batter, very happy. So Joel comes in. Anyone who thinks no. So everyone.
I mean, if the assistant coach is coming out there and saying, I think you're going to be seeing
personally.
them. No, personally, I was all for it.
That they're playing is
all
kind
for
of,
it.
But anyone who has an argument against him, nobody. Okay, so Jurel then is at 6. Now 7, 8, 9 is going to be interesting. But I think 7 also done and dusted.
Yeah,
Jadeja.
Ravindra Jadeja.
Right?
Yeah.
No arguments there. So
Then
I
8,
think
9 is your debate.
that actually should have been a name we could have put at the start also. When we had the 6, we could have put the 7th in Jadeja because he's definitely going to start at home. So eyes closed,
He starts.
go for it. Now 8, 9, and this is where. So now you have multiple options. You've got a Washington Sundar, you've got an Akshar Patel, you've got a Kuldeep Yadav. Dare I say you even have an Akashdeep if you want to go left field with a fast bowler. Teams can think of that. I'm sure it would have crossed their mind, but considering it's not really overtly a spin-friendly track and spin only comes into play later, first 2 days you might require. And what if you lose the toss? South Africa has been put on to bat. No assistance for spinners. Can you be on the field for 2 days? Possibility. You don't want to be on the field for 2 days. You may need a third fast bowler. Akashdeep, local boy, nose conditions, reverse swing comes into play. Want to utilize that. So many things in favor of Akashdeep also. So that's why I think you've got, those 4-5 options that I've just put out. 4 options in all.
4 actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just
you
4
have to go with 2. Okay, who wants to go with number 8 first? It's Washi / Akshar for now.
Yeah.
You could fit in both at 8, 9, but I'll get to that later. For now, who's your first choice all-rounder? The second all-rounder, which India definitely will take, considering India do not like batting till 7.
Washington.
There's only one answer then. Washington.
Why not Akshar Patel?
Like for like, I think at number 7 you got a Jadeja, but with the ball you get exactly the same with an Akshar, perhaps a little less with the ball, I would say.
Compared to Washi?
Compared to Jadeja.
No, Jadeja is there.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So two like for like skilled players with the same sort of attributes. Maybe I'm not looking at that. I rather have an offie, also somebody who is very good with the bat and much better with the bat than with the ball, I would say.
It's not that India hasn't played Akshar and Jadeja in the same test match. They have, and they've gotten great success there. Let me also remind you, South Africa will be playing Maharaj as well as Muthusamy, both left-arm spinners. They're playing 2 similar spinners. What stops India from playing? I mean, can that be something you look at? I'll tell you what, I think batting wise not much to choose. Both are very good batters. I know Washi's got some great returns in test match cricket, but Akshar has been a standout batter too. In terms of bowling, I've been very impressed with Washington Sundar. If you'd asked me this about a year ago, I would have eyes closed said Akshar, because he would have been the better bowler, and he's had past record of having won test matches at home. You can say yes, conditions were really helpful, but he still has that phenomenal record of winning test matches at home. Washi the bowler did not inspire too much of confidence for me, but I think he's really worked on his bowling. He picked up wickets in England as well, if you remember. So even on pitches which are not being helping spin bowlers, he's been picking wickets. So that's why it becomes close. A year ago, if you'd asked me, Akshar eyes closed. But now Washi, Akshar, close call.
The only reason I go for Washington is because then he gives me some variety. Again, right arm off spinner vis-a-vis left arm orthodox. Obviously, Jadeja, Akshar aren't the same kind of bowlers. I think Akshar is more of a arm ballish kind of a bowler, whereas Jadeja is more of a conventional spinner who can spin it well at pace. But again, 2 left arm spinners and 2 left arm orthodoxes, if you have the option of an off spinner, I say go for the off spinner. So that's my only
fair point. Sundar for you?
Sundar
for you. I was 50-50. I would have been okay either Akshar or Sundar. But I'm happy if you go with Sundar. Again, he's been in fine form with the bat and has really worked on his bowling. So it'd be interesting. So, and brings that other aspect of him being an off spinner. There are left-handers also there, to which he'll bowl. So, okay, you get a Sundar at 8 now. I mean, okay, could you have thought of... getting a Kuldeep at 8 and getting a fast bowler at 9 in
Yes,
Akashdeep.
that would have been my ideal combination for one very simple reason. I think it's Test cricket, and I think you can do with specialists. But that's my personal 11.
Sure. So you would, your personal 11, you'd be okay with Kuldeep at 8
Yes.
and Akashdeep at 9?
Yes, 110%.
Same for me. Same for
In my
me.
personal opinion, I
Yeah.
would more than happy to have 7 batters, the 7th of
I
whom
agree.
is Jadeja. I think in Test
I'm-
cricket that does the job.
That's incredible.
I'm of the firm opinion that in both the 50 over format and in the game's longest format, you need a bit more of specialists. All rounders you can pack in the game's shortest
Yeah.
format that sort of gets the work done for you. But
So make this header as R11, and then on the right, on the same page, we'll make what India is going to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you take a look at, ST11.
ST11 versus. SA.
This is, just take that heading to the left, to the extreme left. Yeah. So please show it to watchers at the moment. If
Put a
we
bit of
were,
space between the header.
if it was going to be, let's say, it was Shane Gambhir, Harshit Gill, right, and Nikhil Agarkar.
okay.
The three.
The 3 stakeholders.
Yeah,
3 main
I mean,
stakeholders.
in that sense. So Shane Gambhir, Harshit Gill, and Nikhil Agarkar, if we were sitting on the eve of the game, right? Or I could even
Nikhil Pant.
let's say Nikhil Pant, because more the vice captain, and for the 11, because
Yeah.
selectors usually pick the squad. 11 is up to. So fine, Nikhil Pant and Harshit Gill and Shane Gambhir. We had to pick our 11 and we're sitting on the eve as we are. This
There
would have
is-
been our 11. This is the 11.
On consensus, by the way.
Consensus,
That's
yeah.
very, very.
Consensus
it's
is the
rare
key word.
this happens.
All three of us would have picked it. No debate. This is the team I would have gone with. And I'll tell you one more reason why we would have gone with this team. One, as I said, and I think Shane also alluded to that if batting till 7, I'm okay. And by the way, Kuldeep is no mug with a bat. He can hang around. He can stitch partnerships together.
Same goes for Akashdeep.
Same goes for Akash.
Same goes for Umrah.
Yeah, to an
36
extent.
runs in an over.
Yes. Siraj will say, why are you leaving me out? I can never. But okay, never mind. But I'm saying Kuldeep's slightly more accomplished than the rest of them. He's technically also looks pretty decent, can hang around. But I'm saying 7 proper batter is enough. And I think this is going to be a batting friendly pitch. So I feel that this test match will not be so much about, you struggling to get runs. This test match will be more about runs will come, which team has the bowling and the skill level of the bowlers to get those 20 wickets on good batting conditions. I think that's going to be the real test. So if I'm going to get good batting conditions, which I think you will, in that case, I'd want to have, an extra bowler there. Another fast bowler would be needed. You might have to give them a bit more workload. So this would be the ideal 11 according to us. But this is just us, and we know the team is been taking a very different route to how they have been going about things, whether it's in white ball or red ball, and we know the team is not going to be doing that. So if I'm looking at from a team's point of view, then what is the change that you're going to have?
Then in place of Kuldeep at 8, you get a Washington. Okay.
Yeah.
And in place of
Akash,
you probably get Kuldeep. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That's how you go with
I
it.
concur.
Okay, so by the way, are you sure the team is going to do that, or again, and we're looking at the team making, they haven't ever shied away from not having a Kuldeep and maybe getting another batter. So the entire
Aksar.
debate, never know.
Spinners.
No. In place of Kuldeep,
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
I'm just
That's
saying
entirely possible.
They have done it in the past because
See, I'm a big fan of
they've
Aksar,
liked to pack their batting.
but I think this will be pushing it.
Could the team do that?
Of course they can. Of course they can. Shuman Gill said it in the press conference pretty much that it is now at this point a toss-up between Akshar and Kuldeep. So it wouldn't entirely surprise me. But surely that's a major risk for one very simple reason. Again, you're short of proper specialist bowler. I think you should be playing with 4 specialist bowlers bare minimum. If you really want to take the option of batting depth and all-rounders and all-rounders are good at both batting and bowling, you still need 3 specialist bowlers. I think it'll be a big risk if you go in place of Kuldeep. You have you have Akshar. That's a risk.
Also,
That's
I
a
understand, these are all very able all-rounders, but let's be honest, a specialist, pacer or spinner in a test match, there are different parts of a test match, right? You are at times on top of the opposition. At times, the idea is to just, pluck the flow of runs and not go for a wicket when the opposition's coming hard at you. And these things, of course, I'd like to believe a specialist bowler understands a bit more at times than just all-rounders. You cannot be negating the importance of of specialist bowlers.
So I'm
And
playing the
Kuldeep has to be playing.
devil's advocate. Do you think the mauling that probably he received in that A game where they chased down a record 400 plus the South Africa A team, Kuldeep didn't look that potent in that game. Can that then something that influences them when they're picking the team? Just a question.
They don't need that to influence him. Have they ever hesitated dropping Kuldeep Yadav? Has anyone? With
No,
the
but-
exception of DC, has anyone hesitated dropping him?
But now that is extra ammunition.
I'm sure, but I mean,
You have to take it with a pinch of salt. If that was the reason, then KL Rahul should not have played or made that comeback because of the way that he was playing in that Australia tour game that he did prior to the series. But then he played, and how he played, in fact, how he started that test series is something we all remember very well. So you take those matches with a pinch of salt, I believe.
Also, and I mean, if that logic then has to extend, then it needs to extend to Siraj also, who didn't have a great time in that particular A game. So if you're not doing this to Siraj, then why would you want to do this to?
also then you should do it to
Kuldeep?
Bumrah also. He's not looked very good in recent months.
Yeah.
I
but
know this will be
don't-
pushing it, but then Virat Kohli was also getting out to a bowler who many people didn't know of and belonged to the Railways team.
And who many people don't know since.
Exactly.
What was his name? Himanshu
Himanshu.
Sharma.
I was just throwing those questions. I'm completely in agreement.
Yeah, you need to be
For
fair.
me, Kuldeep Yadav has to start. Eyes closed. He has to be. So your team that India most likely will play will be Jadeja at 7. At 8 you'll have Sundar. Washington
Sundar will
yeah,
be 8.
will be 8. I think India will do that. Again, he brings a different
Variety.
dimension.
Yeah.
At 9 you'll have Kuldeep.
I
And then of course Siraj and Bumrah, which again I must say it's not a bad team. It's slightly different to the team that would be our first choice team, but I'd take this. I mean, as a second choice team, if you ask me, is not too much of a blunder that sometime the Indian team has made, and we've completely not agreed with it. Yeah, if they remove Kuldeep on the day of the match, then we'd have different things to say. But I guess this is the team that you'll probably take in the conditions that you've got.
Yeah, I would have still preferred another pace option, even for the India likely 11, because I do think that this is not going to be one of those pitches that will be offering you crazy amounts of turn. So
The only thing,
Why I'll sort of still take this 11 is, and this is just us getting immune to seeing 3 spinners regardless of the format in an Indian team, is because on day 4 I'm just expecting there to be the kind of turn that this Indian team is expecting, and philosophically I think this team now thrives on having more and more spinners across formats. You saw that in Australia as well. Regardless of how the conditions were, you were keen on playing an extra spinner in the form of an all-rounder. So I think just philosophically they feel more at ease.
so this time I kind of see the logic of them playing 3 spinners and not because the opposition team, which is South Africa, which in the past is never, I mean, this is one thing where I think South Africa have always faltered in India. They've never played the conditions. They've played to their strength. So if their strength had been fast bowling, they usually would go with that. I think this is for the very first time a world champion in the test format, South African team, that will be playing the conditions. And if South Africa pretty much geared up, and we kind of know the 11 that they'd be going with, they pretty much geared up with the fact that they are playing 3 spinners themselves. So the opposition is playing 3 spinners. I don't think India would have done anything different. And India does have those quality spinners. That doesn't surprise me. To South Africa, what's the challenge that South Africa brings?
I think the spin. There's going to be 3 spinners, as you said. There's going to be Muthuswamy. There's going to be Keshav Maharaj, who now comes back to India after a long time. He's been in and out of the IPL as well. He knows how these Indian players are. I just think he knows the conditions all too well now, and he of course will be the leader of that attack. Also, let's not forget he's a left armer, and across formats we've seen this Indian team struggle against left arm orthodox spinners. So he's going to be
across genders too.
across
May I
genders
add?
too. Yes, the recent month has been proof of that. So I think that spin
South
department.
Africa game, by the way, exposed that.
Exactly, it started with a.
Started in that
Yeah,
match.
yeah. There was Mlana. I'm just forgetting the name of the
Yeah.
player over there. But yeah, I think that spin challenge also, because you're going to be playing at home with Indian fans not forgetting what had happened in the New Zealand series. So with that also in the rear view mirror, I think this becomes a good challenge that I really am looking forward to.
For more than, I know no one's mentioned his name here, but Steve Harmer.
Harmer.
He worries me for one simple reason. None of our batters have really played him.
37-year-old.
Yeah.
I think he toured in 2014.
He
think
did.
he
You're
toured
right.
India.
How many of those guys would be
Yes.
there?
Yeah, but
Yes.
I mean,
Then took the coal pack, I think, and we all know what happened during Brexit. Now he's made a comeback again.
So I think that's what really scares me with them, is that with India, it's not just left armers, it's unknown spinners. I will never forget how Todd Murphy and Matthew Kuhneman made some of our best batters look like they were cats on hot tin roofs, dancing here and running there. So Harmer is my one, because Maharaj, they would have played in ODI cricket a plenty. They would have played him even in T20s. By the way, I remember Maharaj is a regular for South Africa. He doesn't scare me as much as Harmer and Muthuswamy.
and by the way, their spinners had a very good time in Pakistan.
Yeah.
You know, they drew the series there. Previous to that, I mean, in Asian conditions, they've been doing well. I remember them beating Bangladesh. They whitewashed them because that helped them qualify for the final.
Correct.
The WTC final, where they had to win that particular series. So these conditions, this South African team and this bunch of spinners have done well. I mean, on the bowling front, if you take a look at it, you have to say that they're matching your team, because you've got a Rabada there, you've got the Marco Jansen and these three spinners. Though I'll still give India a slight edge in the bowling, because again, Rabada, as good as he is, I mean, you can debate about it, but Rabada comes here. I think he's played about 6 test matches in India. As I was looking at his numbers, horrendous. You know, his average is 44, strike rate of 90, which looks like, is he even a bowler? But he is a bowler of repute, top class, one of the best in the world. So he hasn't had a great time in India, but I think he's far more mature from the time his previous tours, and could be a different bowler this time around. And Jansen brings Jansen is also never this pitch is apparently going to offer some good bounce and carry. So if there is a place, where you want to be a bit dangerous, you've got a Jansen. This is a good bowling attack. The only thing that worries me about South Africa is a lot of inexperience. I was looking about 8 odd guys who've never even toured India. So that's their worry. However, then the other way of looking at it, and I was listening to, I think it was Graham Smith or someone who made a point in one of the South African broadcasts, where he said that that in itself can be an advantage, that they don't carry any excess baggage. And some of them are IPL stars. They played a lot of IPL, so understand. There's the Rickletons, the Brevis, of course there's Markram.
I think even what's his
there's
name?
Tristan Stubbs.
Stubbs.
Yeah, so many of those guys have played a lot of T20 cricket in this part of the world, so would be familiar with that. So it's a young team. They are the world champions. They surprised Australia there, so I wouldn't want to take them lightly, but a good challenge nonetheless. Predictions, if you had to make about the series?
The toughie.
Yeah.
It's one of the toughest series I've predicted for 2 reasons. One, because you're up against the world champions. 2, because it's only 2 tests. If it were a 3-test series, I'd still be easier predicting it. With this, I have a weird feeling it's going 1-1.
Oh,
I think it's 1-1.
Let's not forget what the A team did, huh? With
Yeah.
the almost half strength Indian main team playing.
7 members of the Indian team, and there are 2 over there, Zubair, Ramza and Temba. That's it. And they beat you convincingly. So
Record.
I do think 1-1. I think 1-1 is what you're getting.
I mean, just generally, South African cricket is going through a resurgence, both in
And
the
I'm so
men's as well
glad to
as
see
and
it. I'm so
women's,
glad to
yeah.
see it. Really, I think if there's one nation that you needed to kind of, we always say this about cricket as a sport having its traditional center power. South Africa is not a traditional center of power, but it gives you something outside which can help the sport potentially.
No, but it used to be,
Yeah.
I mean, at South Africa had some great cricketers. It was that apartheid era where they just could not play.
Yeah, even in the early 2000s, I remember. 2000s,
I mean, they
they
came
were
back strong, of course. So, but I'm saying this history would have been much more richer had that whole apartheid thing wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
right?
20
That-
odd years.
21
in the
years
cold.
of no
Yeah.
cricket. So some of their top stars really, missed out on showcasing their talent. But
Yeah.
it really, so 1-1 is what Shane's gone
1-1.
with.
I'm torn at the moment. Really cannot have a prediction.
India, the one thing India would also, you've beaten West Indies at home, all right, after that New Zealand debacle, but that was West Indies. All eyes are going to be on you. If you stutter here, you miss a step or two, daggers would be out. And this is a tough opposition you're playing. So a lot of pressure of playing at home. I think South Africa come without any pressure.
Yeah.
Because a draw would be like a win here, right? All the pressure's on you to do well. So
Also for India, if you're looking at it, they have like of the 6 series they're playing in the WTC, there are 2 which are top level tough. You had England 5 match, and then you have Australia visiting in a 5 match.
Yeah.
There are 2 series which are, I would classify on the easy side. One was West Indies, the other will be when you play Sri Lanka next year. Both are on the easy side. The 2 tricky ones are what I feel could really make or break you.
New Zealand
And this. You need good results in those because both are 2-match test series. So your percentile points can take a hit if you lose even one, and that's what worries me. So that's why I'm saying 1-1 because I do know that this South Africa side, underestimate them at your own peril. Everyone said, "Oh, WTC, not a chance. This, that. See what they did." I'm not writing them off.
Yeah, I'm actually going 1-0 to India. And probably
draw could be a possibility.
and probably this Kolkata test could be the draw because of the better friendly conditions that I'm sort of gauging at the moment.
It's a possibility. I'm going, I know it's a big punt, but I don't know it's be a good series. And I have really talked South Africa, but I'm going 2-0 to India. I'll tell you why. I just feel that inexperience of South African batters
Fair point.
under pressure, when the Indian spinners are on top of you, it's a tough place to be in. You can, if they do come up with those performances, kudos. Indian batting used to worry me in the past when you were making those rank turners, but I think good batting pitches, this is a good Indian batting lineup as well. You give them good, true pitches, they'll also pile up a lot of runs. Then it comes down to which team can get those 20 wickets. And I feel in Indian conditions, the Indian bowlers, somehow or the other, Bumrah, you can say whatever, turns on his magic, one magical spell come from him. Siraj is that workhorse. The rest of your spinners are quite experienced. And that whole pressure, the crowd on your side, I just have a feeling. But 1-0 is also a good shout. I think one could be a draw. But it'll be interesting. Can't wait for the series to start. We want you to give us company on Sports Today. We'll be live during lunch, tea, as well as post-match for both the test matches. But yeah, let's go.
Shanu Kamal, let's begin with the questions. Also, just before we get into the questions, an official confirmation coming in on the IPL auction. It is slated to happen on the 16th of December. And yeah, that's that.
Lest
in Abu Dhabi.
And lest I point out that Harshad caused a lot of panic upstairs by thinking it was 16th November.
Yeah.
And sending us all on a tailspin.
Yeah, but the confirmation's in now. Anyway, Shanu Kaman, let's begin with his super. Says that Rohit didn't confirm selectors on Vijay Hazare Trophy. Conveys...
I didn't get your question, Shanu.
Yeah, I sort of...
No. Is he
speaking of...
got it. Okay.
Reporter.
Rohit has not confirmed to the selectors he's playing Vijay Hazare. But how is he news reports confirming that? That is what he's trying to say. But it doesn't matter. I'm not getting into, who's right or wrong, but you will see them. Hardik Pandya is now going to be playing a domestic game. I think they've pretty much made it clear you have to. And I think Rohit will play too. And I think Virat will also be playing.
Ooh.
Wait and watch. I think you'll get to know that. See, now you see the changes. You've seen this used to be done in England, Australia. They often used to do that. A player is not needed for a test match. They would release him and go play domestic cricket. They did that with Nitish Kumar Reddy. Earlier India would barely do that, but they're doing it. So I think you'll have to pay. So look at your guys back from Australia. We're talking about the workload on Shubman. But Arshdeep and co who are just back are playing that A game today. India A, South Africa A is happening.
The one day game.
They're playing that match. So they've been...
Pawan Ola shares his 11. He's calling it the best balanced 11 according to him. He's gone with KL, Jaiswal, Sai, Gill, Pant, Jurel, Jadeja, Washi, Kuldeep, Bumrah and Siraj.
I'm okay with that too.
It's the one that we predicted with the team, what the team would be doing.
I agree, Pawan. Yeah, this is what it's going to be. Ticology from Kenya. We're very close to South Africa. May have some insight. for us.
Says Harshit was defending Gautam Gambhir that you need to play ready for fielding to develop him. Now, how will you develop as he's released? The team is going back on his board, but he's not been released from playing cricket. No, he's going to play the one-day games as well.
Also, very interesting you point that out because it was also something that was asked in the press conference. I think it was Rant and Descartes who was asked this question a couple of days back, and he did say that he is a long-term project, and that is something that I stick by, and I also do see this team investing in Nitish Kumar Reddy. Let's see. Let's.
Well, I mean, while you're right, and maybe the team might also be doing that, and I think they will. Going back into history of Indian cricket, a lot of time you say that you're investing, then somebody else comes along and you kind of forget about a player. It's happened many times. I'm not saying it'll happen to Nitish.
You know why I'm sort of looking at him more closely than the others? Perhaps is because of the rare breed that he sort of just qualifies.
There is only one rare breed. Hardik Pandya.
Yeah,
everyone else is trying to be that.
It's Kapil Dev and Hardik Pandya. That's it.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to be that, but you haven't really got. And that rare breed only plays white ball. Which is also fair because I think if he plays red ball,
his career's done.
Yeah.
This injury history, it's done. Vishal Panchal says, why doesn't the BCCI schedule at least one day-night test each year to see if it can draw bigger crowds in the evening?
Agreed.
I agree.
And it was played in the venue that is going to be hosting this particular test.
And then you chose to keep the first opposition as Bangladesh.
Yeah.
A great advertisement for the pink ball test. Huh?
Yeah. Did we miss one? Here it is. Danush says, going by GG's logic, we celebrate Yusuf's great ODI player won ODI World Cup. Not celebrate Azhar, Dravid, Ganguly, Rohit never won the ODI World Cup. Trophy bigger than personal milestones.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Is that comment?
I think what he's saying is then that if trophies are important, not personal achievement, then stop celebrating players like Azhar, Dravid, Ganguly, and Rohit because they don't have the 50 over World Cup. But Yusuf Pathan does. So is he bigger than the rest of them? But I don't think he said it in that context.
Yeah.
However, the context that he said it in, we've debated it a lot. Not a lot of us agreed with it. And I think there was, good reason to celebrate that particular ODI series. We've spoken about it. Though this is a bit warped, the logic. Mr. Tikolo is back.
Says that Chandimal, Kamindu, Prabhat Jayasuriya are laughing in the corner when Shane considers the Sri Lanka series an easy one. Virat's team had to fight it out in 2016 for a 2-1. Remember, 2016 Sri Lanka and 2025 Sri Lanka are two very different kettles of fish.
They are, see again,
they will not dish out the kind of conditions that they will like.
They are getting better. Exactly. That's not the kind of conditions that...
You're definitely not giving turners in that Sri Lanka series.
Didn't Sri Lanka play one game in Eden?
No, you're visiting Sri Lanka.
You're exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to correct myself on. So I think you visit, and yes, in that case, they will. Yeah. Prabhat, of course, we know how good he's been in Sri Lankan cricket. Let's see though.
Okay, Aryan says Phoebe Lichfield said, I think that upcoming multi-format series between Australia and India will be very heated with the memories of the World Cup in the back of our mind.
It's nice to see the shoe on the other foot. Australians are saying we'll use bilaterals as revenge.
Okay.
It's not the other way around.
Anshu Mishra. Nick sir, what's your view on Dharmendra sir? He's also watching. I loved your counting you had done for Lok Sabha counting shows. And want you to do tomorrow for a Bihar. Okay, yes, Anshu, I had done that. I did in Punjabi.
Punjab elections, I remember you done.
Punjab election, they had a Punjabi stream and they need Punjabi speaking people to do it. It was good fun though. It was great fun. But no, I think they have that Bhojpuri stream covered.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at it, so obviously I'm not good. I don't know, so I won't be there.
So that may have volunteered. Who knows?
Does he know? He's from everywhere.
Exactly.
Okay, Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan says, Nikhil bhai, I am expecting a very close match and great crowd because Eden is hosting a test after 6 years. South Africa will fight, but we should win 2-0. As Gigi himself says, only results matter. 2-0 chahiye.
Agreed.
Good point, Dev. I also think you'll get a good crowd. I don't know. They were saying it's sold out, but are you going to get 60,000 people? I don't think
it might be sold out in terms of the ticket allocation. How many people turn up also is a different debate.
Also, the sold out must be for tickets that you can sell, because a good 20-30% tickets are given as
Allocated.
passes, and those people don't turn up, so you can't.
Fire department, police department, MP,
so many.
Local,
MLA,
this thing, yeah.
sales guy,
Life
revenue,
members,
excise.
this, CAB members, life members, this member. Yeah. Okay. Kishore S says, would be interesting to see how Gill captains this series. It could be a challenging one. Excited for guys like Jurel, Jaiswal, Washi, Brevis, Desorzi, who could be crucial in this series. I feel even the wicket keeper, Veren, what's his name, the South African.
Viren.
Kyle Viren, is it?
Kyle Viren.
Yeah. Good player.
Good guy, yeah.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to a lot of them.
Indian supporter wants prediction on Bihar as well.
No idea.
We're not a
on the right
political.
stream.
Yeah, I mean, but Harshit does news. What is the exit poll saying? You can say that.
See, barring the one that India Today is showing today, which is the Access My India, that shows a much closer battle than projected by some of the other exit polls, be it Chanakya, be it Sea Voter, whatever it is. It'll be interesting.
So what is it that they predicted? That
it's overwhelmingly in favor of the NDA. However, the numbers...
Mahagathbandhan is behind.
Mahagathbandhan well and truly behind.
No,
but
not much behind in our exit poll.
But the Access My India numbers suggest that there could be a good contest where 118 is the sort of upper ceiling that the Mahagathbandhan could look at, and that just is then a 4-5 seat margin.
Okay, Sticolo is saying that every day, when is Virat coming? Please tell him Smith also shifted to New York. Okay, sir. I will tell you. But I have said often, each person has his choice to say wherever they want in this world. So long as that country has allowed him to stay there legally, why should any one of us have any problem?
Exactly.
With the air that is here, and if I could afford, I'd also, maybe in India only, but I'd also move out of Delhi and say, I can't, I have to be here, right? The air around, what do you do? But yeah. Priyanshu says, Nikhil sir, the team you guys have picked, Virat's test team would have been this 11. Absolutely agreed with you, Priyanshu. In fact, that's how India would play during that time. Completely agree. He says, Gigi will surely play Washi. My worry is they might even play Aksar over Kuldeep.
Yes.
Test loss at home is that's what I threw that.
That's
quite possible.
It is possible. See, it's not going to take any of us by surprise, but it's definitely going to get my goat for sure.
How do it matter? 5 test matches in England, got your goat. Could anything be changed? You're sitting out. So
we still have to cover.
I'm Harshit Ahuja after all, and not Harshit Gill.
Yeah, you're not. Last 2 comments, Siddharth and Aditya Kavlekar and Mayank Thaplia. These are the last 3 comments we're taking. Okay, Pawan. Siddharth says, guys, really, you think India will play only 2 paces? I mean, whatever pitch it is, it's cool. Kolkata proper 60 is humidity. Ball will do talking. I remember Bolt, Bhuvi, wreck havoc in 16. I remember Umesh Yadav having a great time. Shami's had a great time there. Ishant's also picked up wickets there. Yeah. I completely agree. That's why our ideal 11 had
3 paces.
Yeah, but
exactly.
We're just saying or telling you what the team most likely
Our predicted 11 was quite different because we know how the team management thinks.
Yeah. Aditya Kavlekar says Cristiano Ronaldo ended the debate. World Cup is not important. But how can that be? I mean, how does it matter? I may say that, I'm just saying that you know, Virat is the greatest player ever played. I've said it. That does not end the debate, na?
At the moment, I think it's just
that
needless commentary coming from.
But I'm just saying
he can just totally be abstaining. Is what I feel.
Yeah. No. Plus, my point is, let's be honest. Forget any rivalry. Forget any players. Forget Ronaldo, Messi, anybody. I'm just saying, as a pure kid, also watching football, I grew up. For me, the biggest tournament is that any kid who starts playing football, you ask in India, World Cup they'd want to win. If they can reach. It's a pointless debate. How can World Cup not win?
It's not important because Messi won it first, no?
Yeah, but I'm just saying if he hadn't won it, just ignore everything. World Cup is.
In 2022, before the tournament, you were saying it's a dream for me. Now it's no longer a dream. What changed since then?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot that changed.
Also, by the way, in that same very long,
grapes.
I don't even want to call it an interview. I have much less kind words for it, which I can't call it here. But in that same interview, you said that I'll get married to Georgina with the trophy there. So if it's not important to you, or if it's not a dream, then why do you need it in your marriage?
Now he's going to retire.
No, he's playing 2026. After that.
Then he was, yeah.
So he has a dream to win the World Cup, which is fair.
In the same interview, by the way. Same interview. I don't know.
There you go. Okay.
It is what it is.
Final comment. Mayank Thapliyal says, Nikhil sir, in 2022, MSD indirectly slammed Jadeja by using spoon feeding. Yes. So 3 years have passed. Do you think it could have been running in Jadeja's mind this year before leaving CSK?
Certainly runs in Siddharth's mind.
No,
he
see,
keeps mentioning
it
it.
was on that time, he was almost on the verge of quitting. In fact, I think he had kind of quit. But then there was, quite a lot of negotiation. They spoke to him, got him back into the fold, and he readily agreed. And he's been playing with, his full heart and soul. No excess baggage he's carried or any grouse from that time. At least it seems like that. But I think that once the offer was made to him about another chance to captain, and everyone has captaincy ambitions, and so did Jadeja. I think the unfair thing that happened to him was like kind of scuttled his captaincy ambitions, even for India and IPL wise. If he's getting that second chance, couldn't be happier for him or for anyone who gets a second chance. And I think that is primarily the reason why he's decided to move. Maybe as a point to prove as captain.
I came across this very funny meme regarding this on social media. Someone said that now that he's potentially getting captaincy in RR, Dada will do mid-season switch and take the captaincy from him over there also in Rajasthan.
Who
Is that Jadeja goes to RR, becomes captain, then Thala does a mid-season swap and takes the captaincy there also.
No.
It's a joke, obviously, it's tongue-in-cheek.
Thala is
with AI images full.
Thala is CSK is Thala.
Of course.
He's going
Also,
to be there.
again, I know it's all over the grapevine, but I'm not too sure if captaincy is that readily available or on the platter for Ravindra
I think
Jadeja.
they must have thrown that
110%. What other reason does Jadeja have to want to leave?
They may have thrown that in.
It's quite likely because I'm hearing it from too many sources at this point.
Who's going to be your captain? For us?
Jaiswal? Jarrell? No, you don't have a captaincy
They may
option.
go with
You do.
Riyan Parag?
of course.
14 crore guy.
He's playing the A game, not today.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised.
Or maybe they'll give Jadeja 2 years of captaincy.
Also, in terms of credentials, Jadeja has little in terms of captaincy. And if I'm looking at something long term, then somewhere, yes, you'll have to agree that Riyan Parag has more time than Ravindra Jadeja. So just long term plans, if I'm looking at much beyond the 27 window, I still see Parag over there and maybe not Jadeja.
Just beyond the 27 window?
Yeah, like there's only so much that I know.
Oh no, come on. You know a lot more than that.
Okay, on that note, anything else you want to add about the series? Anything you're looking forward to?
Let us know your thoughts.
Pant's come back from that injury.
Yes.
That's something I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
And how it is he looks after copping 3 blows in one match. One, including one in one place. You don't want to be copping blows.
Sai Sudarshan's test series, make or break series.
Even
for him.
Shubman Gill, he's had a tough last 6 months.
But at test matches, he's...
No, I'm just
As
saying
captain,
in
there'll be
terms of
some
involvement,
story,
in terms of how busy a time he's had.
His workload is
Immense.
hardly any gap.
Everything-
Finished Asia Cup,
Test series.
test series,
ODI
finished that,
series.
Yeah.
Australia,
T20.
T20, back again here.
Madness.
He's had no rest at all.
Yeah.
Feel for him. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.
Join us tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. We're going to be live from lunch onwards. Of course, there'll be a live stream, a short stream once the toss team comes out. But our main discussions and will be lunch, tea, post match, all days of the test match. We're going to be live. So see you then. Look forward to an exciting weekend. Some good cricket coming up.
And some IPL retention too, Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a busy Saturday.
Very
actually.
busy Saturday. Because that's at like 5 o'clock and they've timed it very nicely. So.
It's at 5.
Yeah, it's at 5. The announcement's at 5. That'll be fun for us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have. The test match and both things will.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of like last year, they're starting the auction in the middle of the Border Gavaskar's first. Second year or something.
And I remember the host broadcaster watching up one of the graphics as well.
Of course they would.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
Remember that. Take care. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Nandri, Shubhratri, Shabak hair, eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother and subscribe to Sports Today. Bye.